Arise, minions, and batten down the hatches as we leave behind the safety of the Humblewood to check in with the crew of Dark Fortunes.
Hello, I'm Rory, aka Final Gambit, and I'll be playing Silence Furuiken, level 1 Mapok Warlock.
Hi, I'm V Muse, and I'm playing Sionnach MacTyre, the level 1 Vulpin Fighter.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Mimir Elderbrand, level 1 Corvum Bard.
Hi, I'm McLovin. I'm playing Auryn, the level 1 Servant Barbarian.
Hi, my name is Johnny. I'm the Dungeon Master. Welcome to the Dark Fortunes podcast.
Imagine that you're sitting down to play your favorite 5th edition fantasy RPG, and you think to yourself, man, I really wish there were just more. More monsters, more magic items, more subclasses, more spells, more of everything. Well, look no further than Kobold Press. Kobold Press is my first stop when I'm looking to add a little spice to my 5e games. The Kobold Press store offers a full line of 5th edition titles from the Tome of Beasts to the Guide to Game Design, plus hundreds of adventures, map packs, and so much more. And as always, these 5e titles are available in both print and PDF, or in a few money-saving bundles, not to mention virtual tabletop editions for both Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds. And orders typically ship within 24 hours while supplies last. You can find out more at koboldpress.com. And while you're at it, let them know that Dark Fortunes and the Don't Split the Podcast Network sent you. Happy gaming.
Previously on Dark Fortunes. Mimir never could leave well enough alone, and left to his own devices began studying the box again. Swept up in another strange vision, he became convinced that Sionnach and Auryn would need to receive a vision as well if they were ever going to discover the meaning behind this artifact.
Looking up in the night sky, you recognize something, a shape, something from childhood, something that your parents and your grandparents told you as stories. But there's something odd about it. It's something very familiar, but very recent. And then it hits you. That constellation, that legend of Corvum history, of mythology, that's on the box. What do you do?
So, glancing around at the night sky, do any other constellations appear to be symbols on the box? This would be like a quick, like he would note this, and then like a quick 10-second glance before continuing downstairs.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, I can do that.
If you were going to take a longer sort of thing, it would definitely be something else.
Yeah, no, this is definitely trying to not draw attention to himself. So 11 plus 3 is a 14.
Yeah, you don't recognize all of the symbols, but as you kind of take in the night sky and you see, a smattering of clouds just kind of like passing across the sky, illuminated by the moon, but not quite sort of, at its height in the sky yet. You can see the twinkling of different constellations around, and you recognize a couple of more, although you don't. Because of the way that you're glancing at this, and you're just kind of like taking it all in very quickly before heading downstairs, down into the below deck, you notice things that you recognize as symbols from the box itself. What's interesting about it is they are on, like, if you were to look at the box or you were to look at the sky, they're about 90 degrees, to your left or to your right, or they're at odd places. They're not the symbols that were next to the one that you just recognized. The one that you recognize from childhood. So
interesting. Okay. I think this jumps to the forefront of Mim's mind. And he heads downstairs below deck to the table. Where is Milo?
Milo is still asleep in the hammock that you all put him in after his experience.
Despite my desire to speak with him about his vision and how it translates to Auryn's vision, I need quiet. So I take, I believe I have a bundle that was given to me by Sionnach, or left for me. It is the navigational charts, the navigational charts, the calipers, the protractor, that kind of thing. And he's going to unfurl this like leather map case. And I would assume in a ship setting, these navigational charts include nautical star charts. Is that an accurate assumption?
I think she did you a really good when she bought you she bought you. So everything that you would need to handle navigation at sea is all there. Okay. So whether you understand it, that's a completely different question.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he's not looking at it from now. He's no longer looking at it from a navigational standpoint. So he has the navigational star chart like on the top. He has his notebook open where he was writing down these symbols, and now he is comparing these symbols to any kind of configuration of stars that amalgamates some kind of constellation, known or unknown. And he's trying to piece these together to form some kind of like weird map, right? So like he'll start with this Corvum symbol. What is it? The symbol of like guess me or
it's actually whatever you want, and it's probably not the symbol of the primary sort of deity for the Corvum. It's probably something that's probably a little bit less known, or maybe not as popular of a story. Maybe it's something that Mim was attracted to, but it's not sort of like it's not like the specific mythology that is the sort of the defined sort of narrative for religion for the Corvum.
I like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, so he'll start with that one, right? That known quantity. And he's going to find that in the star chart and then begin like comparing these symbols to like groupings of stars that could be constellations. And he's going to do this like probably on his own for a little bit, knowing that like there are other star constellations in other, societal forms, like perhaps Silence knows different ones, or Auryn knows different ones, or Sionnach knows different ones, but he's going to start where his base of knowledge is while they're working out whatever they're working out.
Okay, so we will leave Mim there, and we're going to cut back to on deck. I believe we found where we left the rest of you. Silence and Sionnach, the two of you were having you were having a conversation, and it seemed like Silence was probably supporting, your perspective as he sees you as captain. And Auryn was still on the ground, just trying to figure out what was going on with Milo and what was going on with his hangover, essentially. And you had both. You had, I believe, the ship's manifest, and then there was another logbook in there of some kind. So, what are the three of you doing?
Well, Silence is definitely not taken too much by the papers. Any of that jazz is doing his best to inspect his musket, which is an implement that he probably shouldn't have. But he has it, and he's going to do his best to use it respectfully.
I have a question for you. Does the Silence read? Has he been taught calligraphy?
Yes, he can read and write, and that's the only thing that his people, the Mephididae, which are part of the Mapak family, do is poetry, so haikus and the like, which is the main reason to read and write, is to create that. That's your inner monologue. Instead of having a journal, you write poetry, which I guess, is journaling in a way.
One other question then. When was the last time that Silence actually recorded his inner monologue?
He hasn't had to, he's always had Din to tell things to. Din has become like his journal. That'll be like, here's how my day went, even though you were like cognizant and a part of it.
Okay.
So twice Silence has, spoken haiku, but hasn't written anything down.
Okay. While Silence is currently examining, I believe we called it the hand cannon.
Yes, the hand cannon.
While you're examining the hand cannon, what are Sionnach and Auryn doing?
I'd be going through those books and just trying to see what we might be dealing with in terms of cargo that's on the ship and who may have been working on the ship, that type of information, just to get a feel for what we're dealing with.
We were pulling in the port, weren't we? Or we
were anchored.
Okay.
You were anchored at Meridian.
Auryn does not know what to do. He's just like looking. He doesn't know how to read. And Silence is playing with a gun. Or musket. So he's more sitting there and looks at Mac. What do we do?
What do you mean, what do you do?
I don't. I need something to do.
Do you really not know what to do with your free time, love?
I sat in a dark room for 9 seasons, I think.
You're telling
9
me
springs?
9 springs.
Mm-hmm.
9 trips around. You've been stuck in a dark room.
That or fighting.
And that's all you knew?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, here's the deal. Your assistance will be appreciated, especially if it comes to knocking some skulls together and keeping the ship safe.
Or nods, and he's like, oh, okay. So anyone who comes to the ship, just attack.
Guard the ship.
Okay.
Ship's guard. And she's trying very much to speak on a level that he'll be able to relate to in this, like what he knows. Outside of that, I want you to look into things that catch your interest. Mimir is actually quite good at teaching things. Don't tell him I said that. Just that's between you and me. But he might be willing to teach you some things like some reading and writing.
Milo taught me words, big words.
Big words are fun to say, but sometimes the smaller ones get the point across.
So I don't use words a lot. I try to, but I more just get mad and start hitting. But, yes, right now you want me to guard. I will. I need Milo to wake up. I have to ask him something, but I can't get down there.
I'll go wake up Milo.
Okay. I will sit where people come on and make sure if anyone comes up, I will attack them.
Sure. And don't attack them. First, you want to find out what their business is. Just state your business.
Okay.
See what it is that they want.
Okay. And then Auryn like nods and goes over and has his great axe out, and he like sits at the bow or the I can't remember the name of it right now, where people come onto the ship, which is the bow.
The gangplank?
The gangplank. Oh, yeah, it's the gangplank. God damn it. I was in the Navy. I'm terrible. So we didn't call it a gangplank. I think it was called something else. I'll have to look that up now because it's been, years. So he sits there cross-legged, has his great axe out and staring down the gangplank.
So she's going to look over her shoulder at him and just sort of surmise a little bit in terms of his body language and everything, and kind of just give her whitetail a little swish, more of a twitch of concern type of thing, and she'll head down into the bottom of the ship.
To which you find Milo still passed out, gently murmuring a little bit in the hammock, gently moving with the sway of the waves, while Mim appears to be have his beak deep in whatever it is that he's working on, materials on the table.
Have you tried waking this one up yet?
No, I haven't. It is often better when he is not speaking, and this was far too important to be interrupted by this chattering beak. Do you recognize this? And he is like still writing things down, but flips the notebook around and is holding it out towards you. And you can see the, rows of symbols that he had copied from the box. Do any of these look like nautical star signs of any kind to you, or any constellations that you recognize?
I'm assuming there would be ones that she'd recognize from sailing, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. These are all ones that you would have been taught, as
guiding points, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, so new as a new sort of crew member on a ship, one of the first things that you would have been taught would have been to recognize some of the basic ones. Since Gabrielle Lafleur brought you under her, sort of proverbial paw, wing, whatever, however you want to refer to it, and sort of like, cater to you to sort of groom you in a little bit. You would recognize a lot of these. You don't know the names for all of them, but you recognize them, and you can talk about them from a sort of navigational standpoint. Okay. So
these are all sort of points for guidance, directional bits. Follow this one, it gets you there. Follow that one, it's going to get you over there. And it's sort of navigational code.
These are the symbols on the box.
Are they now?
Yes. This one I know. The rest I assumed you would have some kind of working knowledge of at least. But I think this is, as you say, a navigational code of some kind.
So it's directing us to the other pieces, perhaps?
I haven't the foggiest. It's definitely leading us somewhere, and I can't make heads or tail feathers of this. And he's like, you can see that he's like tracing lightly the various like constellations he's been able to find. He's like tracing the actual lines between the stars on the actual navigational star chart that he has. But I don't know how to read this. This doesn't help me at all. I don't know how to break this code and translate it to this map and translate it to actual movement on a damn ship. You can see that he is quite frustrated because he's used to overland travel, and so navigating by the stars on a place that has no natural features makes no damn sense to him. And he's struggling on this one. But he says somehow the symbols on the box translate to the stars. I think almost all of them I found have some kind of constellation, and they lead to something. I don't know if this is several maps, one map, an elaborate codex of indices, or what this is, but this is all I have.
The map that came with it, are there any markings for a constellation on that one?
Johnny, there were markings on the back of that map, correct? The map fragment? Yes,
there were markings on that map. On the back, it was written in a script or an alphabet that you sort of recognized but could not actually place, right? And so you needed some time to actually study that as well.
Yeah.
And do some either consulting or maybe some sort of other magical means of determining what was going on there. One of the things that you did notice about it was the fact that it cuts off along with it just being a fragment of the map. So it's basically like one square of a much larger map, and so the writing on it also is just a fragment of whatever else is on the map.
Like still looking down, Mimir reaches into his pocket, pulls out the key, unlocks it, and then with the key lifts the lid, and sort of flips the map fragment over again with the key, and says, "That is written on the back of it, but I have no idea what that is. I recognize it as a language. I just don't recognize which language it was."
Would Sionnach recognize this?
Talk to me about your experience with sort of the written language, especially for magical means. Like, what is her background around items like this? Not necessarily just maps, but also just like maybe scrolls or parchments that might be considered vaguely magical.
It would be more in terms of enough to be able to identify that it's magical, but sort of be kept more in the dark because Gabrielle wouldn't want her knowing everything. So it's one of those situations where, okay, you see this. If it looks like this means I want it. But she wouldn't have trained Sionnach enough to be able to put it to use or make any progress with trying to learn how to use it to her own benefit, that type of thing.
Okay, so it's more of an appraising and a value, but always just reference back to, okay.
Yeah.
Then I am going to need a arcane roll from you. Arcana roll. Sorry.
Arcana. Okay. That's a +2. So it's a 15.
You've seen it before. It's actually something that's more common than you would expect on navigational charts. You don't remember what Gabrielle described it as, but you do recognize that it's something that is very common in notation on maps and on other various charts, and also in communication. You're not sure. So whenever Gabrielle receives one of these, she's actually received them as a message. You've seen the script as a message. Whenever Gabrielle receives one of these, she immediately gets very serious and asks everyone, including you, to leave. It's you don't have much more information than that, other than, it's just something incredibly serious. Yeah, that's about all I can give you right now.
I can't speak to what it says. I can say that whatever it does say must be pretty damn important.
Silence will kind of like perk up for a second and hold up a finger and go, "Guided by the stars, an evil box leading us, we are gonna die."
I'm going to put a bell on you, I swear to God.
Faint laughter in the background. Only for silence.
I'm sorry. Can we go back a second? Why does Lafleur behave strangely when she receives these?
It must be something important.
For
the
Queen's eyes only.
Exactly. We all have to leave whenever she gets one of these. It's clear the deck, basically, or clear the room, depending on where she is. Her eyes only.
Is there something that this Queen carries on her at all times?
A pretty little trinket of a compass.
Anything else? A book, scroll, a map? A small poem, perhaps?
I can't say I've gone through her pockets and checked if she's got anything that she wants on her at all times.
Mim kind of leans for the first time. He actually stands up properly, and you can see him stroking the underside of his beak. It's a codex. It's a coded missive. That's why I can't read it. It's not a language at all. It's a jumble of a language.
So find the cipher, break the code.
Right. Which would explain why your pirate queen reacts so aggressively.
Secretive.
Right. When she receives it.
How are you at code breaking?
Depends on what the code is. Could be a simple cipher, a shift cipher, or something. I've used codes before. And he glances over Mim's or over Sionnach's shoulder at Silence. The banditry days. I've known a code or two. An uncommon word or phrase we use as a trigger or a book. Every fifth word in the book translates to something, but you need to have the key to break the code.
Right. Well, look at it this way. You're a land bandit and I'm a sea bandit. There might be some similarities in codes.
I'll see what I can do. Are there common aquatic poems or songs or stories or anything of the kind that would be commonly seen on a ship?
I mean, you have the Briny Bulldog songs. They go around all the time. There's any shanty of those ilk.
Great. more of this bulldog.
What? He has a good reputation.
I'm sure he does. Fine, I will need to find this, again, a library, to find the text of this song.
As soon as we get a crew,
John D.C. tune.
we'll get a crew, we'll get ourselves the Kingdom of Den, and there's a library there. You can get your heart's content taken care of there. I'm going to take this little one upstairs, though. Auryn's getting a little antsy about him.
That's fine. Silence.
Yes.
Do your people chart the stars at all? Do you have constellation stories of symbology in the sky?
Not a lot.
Do you
They're more...
Oh, good.
They are merely just directors. No stories. No flamboyance.
Do you... Any pauses for, like, too long of a time. Or Din, recognize any of this? And he holds that same notebook out with the symbols on the side of the box to you.
I'll look at it and see if, I'll mentally be like, well, do you? Kind of like not being overly polite to Din. It's not something I should be, as he is not overly polite to me. So I feel like I should just be like, well, do you? Hey, jerk. Guy who sometimes keeps me up at night. Do you recognize anything on here?
Not talking to you. You don't want me. Not talking to you right now. I don't have to do anything.
Silence will say, he's being quite childish right now. It's not in my nature to requisition information from him.
Says the child.
Silence will skew his face a little bit and regain his composure after a few seconds and say, I don't recommend doing that overly often.
Mim snaps the book closed and walks around the table towards Silence. And with his hands kind of perched behind his back, he leans in, closer than he's probably ever been to you, I think. And he looks directly into your eyes and says, Din, you seem very interested in this box, or so Silence tells me, and your assistance here would be most helpful in finding where it leads. And then he opens the book again and says, do you know any of these? And holds the symbols out.
I'm rather uncomfortable with how close you are, but also with what you're trying to do.
Mimsy, why are you poking the beast?
Because we have nothing else to poke at.
Be careful.
Silence. I need you to tell me what action you take in this situation as Mim directly addresses Den. Is there anything that you do to prevent you taking in the information at all, or is it just you're being the pacifist sort of
In this situation, Silence would find himself like times before when he needs rest, and sometimes Din will keep him up at night. What he does mentally is trying to put a shield between the connection they have. And so it's like a mental exercise in order to literally shield Din from hearing, seeing, or interacting with him. And so if Mimir is trying to do this, hopefully without trying to show it physically, mentally, Silence will try to shield Din from information or shield Din from trying to reciprocate information, just because he doesn't want Din to be a part of it.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. It was on the 2 for a second, and then it switched to the 14. So I was like, oh, thank you. 14 plus 2, 16.
Not fair. He addressed me. Not fair. No, you don't get to play this game. He talked to me.
And everybody else is out of this situation for a moment as Silence goes internal. And we see the practice field. You have the position, you have the dominant position right now. Din is cross-legged, sitting in front of you, looking up at you in this position of the student as you are the position of the sensei, of the master. This is a situation that you have never been in before, but given the success of the previous battle that you had, or was a battle of wills, he is now for the moment, they are now for the moment, because they are flashing between a male and female form of the vision that you're seeing. They are in the submissive, they are in the student position, they are in the directed position. You are directing. But you look up or you look down and you're seeing Den, and they're like,
not fair. He talked to me.
And there is both hope and sort of like this childish frustration on Din's face.
Immediately, Silence thinks, like, I have them in a position to contain them and make it so I have a bit of reprieve from their ways. So immediately Silence thinks of binding them and keeping them as a prisoner in this spot. And as he mentally thinks of it, in this space, ropes appear in his hands, and Silence thinks for a second and goes, too much. No. And the ropes will dissipate, but he will kind of place what looks like, he'll hold out his arms in front of him like he's about to grab something, and this tower shield will manifest in his hands, and he'll place it down in front of Din, and then just kind of move backwards and be like, well, out of sight, out of mind. That takes care of that. To try and make a physical barrier, but also an analogy for what he's trying to do, and just keep Din away. Din, if they have the power, can stand up and move around the shield, but for right now, it's just like, I want to barricade, this being from being involved with me.
So as this scene begins to fade from your mind and you come back to normal reality, you hear a voice coming from behind the shield, fluctuating between the masculine and the feminine.
You can only control me for so long. Eventually.
You're going to need me.
Until then, tell your little friends that I would love to talk to him.
Silence will come out of a hazy stare as he's looking at the planks, maybe just behind Mimir, and will say, you have his attention, but for right now, I don't think it's the best time to rile Din. They have been overly stimulated as of late. Perhaps another time when I am more comfortable with the idea of this experiment of yours.
Fair enough. Mimsy, captain's orders. Leave him alone.
And she'll turn and she'll scoop up Milo and carry him up to the top deck.
Mim, after you say that, Mim pauses for a second and then leans back from Silence. And Silence, you notice that there is a flash in his beady black eyes of I don't like this whole situation. And he side glances to Sionnach as she walks by and then back to Silence and says, the sooner the better. We have work to be done. And he snaps the book closed and walks away and back around the side of the table and begins poring back over the star charts in silence, having just been scolded and told he can't do what he wants.
Silence will mumble to himself and be like, I'm just being honest.
It's fine. The sooner the better. We need to find this before anyone else does. And I think we have a lead.
Is the lead another sailor or pirate?
No. The lead is you. He slides the star chart around and opens the book and says, "These are stars that I recognize. These are stars that Sionnach recognizes. This," and he spins the map around, "is a map of the stars and how ships navigate. I don't know how familiar you are with this, but this is how they move, like we move along the ground. They have no landmarks and no maps with dotted lines and X's on them. They have these star charts. These," and he points to the symbols on the book and the ones that he's cross-referenced on the chart, "appear on the box that we have. And I've tapped my resources as to what I know from my head. And if you and your friend know more, then we have a lead."
Acquaintance. Not so much friend. That would be too familiar.
Fair enough. But any resource is a resource we can use at this point in time, when we have so few.
Let me regain my strength. And then we will continue, and I will ask Din.
Take your time. And he spins the chart back around. And continues quietly, copying things and translating stars to symbology.
What is the position of the map?
A second
piece of
ago, so
parchment?
it's I guess whatever the up is, so whatever the normal positioning is on the map is what it is to Silence, to Mim right now. But he did spin it upside down so that Silence could see it a second ago.
Right. I'm not talking about the star charts and the navigation material. I'm talking specifically about the parchment piece.
Oh, it's upside down. It's so the cipher is on the back side, so it's cipher side up.
Okay.
That's it. He just continues back to his musings. There was nothing on the other. What was on the other side? I'm sorry, I forget.
What's on this the map side of it?
Yeah, just a corner.
So
of the
it was an open piece of water with one island.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So it's cipher side up, and then he continues quietly musing.
So one of the other things that you'll note about that is you believe, based on the position of it and in consultation with Mac, you actually have figured you kind of think that it's like one of the corner pieces.
I think I knew that.
Okay. Silence. Where do we find you now as Mim returns to his musings? And
Silence definitely wants to distance himself from Mimir, only because Mimir is a gateway towards Din, and the less of that, the better. So he would have likely gone upstairs to see about Auryn and Sionnach.
roll me one more wisdom saving throw as you leave.
The dice fell off the table. But 11 plus 1, so 12.
You feel Den already beginning to push past the barrier, but doesn't actually extract themselves from sort of the way that you blocked them. But for right now, you feel it, like mentally, whether it's a shake in the ground in the sort of the proverbial landscape of your mind or something, you feel them already testing sort of the boundaries, but they don't get past. And as we carry you back upstairs, we find Mac doing something with Milo, if I remember correctly.
Oh, he's like scooped up in her arms, so he's still sleeping.
He's still sleeping in your arms at this particular point. And so as you're carrying him up onto deck, he shivers a little bit more in the cold night's air with the air coming, the wind coming off of the water, but otherwise only just kind of stirs and kind of coos and continues to just kind of nestle in, nestling towards your body warmth.
Yeah, she's actually like cradling him, like it's very gentle, and she's being aware of the fact that he's been through something, and she'll walk over to Auryn.
Here's your little friend. He is still very much out like a light.
Auryn puts the great axe to his side and takes him and like holds him like a baby, like his giant arms, and like takes him and like puts his hand on him, and like lets him like nestle, and then he sits there and keeps watching the gangway, and he's like, "Thank you."
Do you want to wake him or do you want to keep him sleeping?
Let me see. And I poke him a little bit, and I'm like, Milo.
What? Auryn?
Yes.
Why am I in your arms again?
You touched a thing and fell unconscious.
Oh man, that was a horrible dream. Man, you were there and I was there, and there was this like weird mountain place, and there was like all these temples, and there was like the storm in the background. It was just kind of weird.
Milo.
He goes from 0 to 50, doesn't he?
Yes. This is
What's 50? Oh, I know what 50 is, but what do you mean by 50? What is that? What's going on? Auryn.
Milo, honey, dear.
What?
How about you take a breath? A big deep one. No, I didn't say let go. Take the deep breath. Now hold it. And now slowly let it out. And when you're done, don't swallow it.
Do you remember if I did anything or showed you anything in your vision?
Can I breathe?
Yes.
Okay. I was telling you, I was seeing all these things. I was talking to you left and right, and you just wouldn't respond to me. You were holding up your paw. I couldn't see what you actually was, but I saw you holding your paw. I mean, you're like, but it was like my vision was just like messed up.
What do you remember about my paw?
And he keeps trying to like he starts and then stops. Like you can see that he's got something. I remember fingers being held up.
How many?
3?
Where's
it 3?
Where's Mimsy?
He's still alive.
Get him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Please. What do I call?
I have lots of questions for that guy. I wrote all those questions down for him. I really need to actually get back to my questions.
1 second, Milo, darling. Hold your breath again.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, go ahead, Captain.
Call me Mac.
Mac.
Milo, breathe. Thank
Thanks.
you. I'll get Mimsy. You talk with him.
Okay.
And she'll make her way back down.
She's kind of bossy. Why are we hanging out with her? She kind of bosses me around. Only she reminds. This is like the fighting pits. Why do I have to do what everybody else says? Why can't I do what I want?
Maybe one day you can get your own ship and be captain.
I can be a captain? Really?
Well, we're not stuck in the pits anymore, so I imagine we could do whatever. But
if I'm the captain, will you be my first mate? Oh, come on. You want to be my first mate. Yeah, we'll go on sailing adventures. We'll go around the world. It'll be like this grand adventure.
Do you want to help me do guard stuff on the ship?
You know me. I'm not a very good fighter.
That's true. Are you,
I really think I can help that Mimsy guy. I've got lots of questions for him, and I think that if I can just give me just a moment,
let me talk to him first, and then you guys can have a conversation. And I put Milo down gently, and go. I need to tell him what you saw. I don't understand how any of that works, but we can talk about us sailing together, but we owe these people our lives, and that's what we have to honor. That I know I'm not one who generally likes authority or has been associated with anyone who is, it's hard for me to think of the words, but it's a thing of honor with this. And I think that we should stay with them as long as we can and try to help them out. Plus, I don't know anything outside of the pits at all.
Milo, sorry. Auryn, I understand. I get it. But that's what I'm here for. I get you out of trouble. I put you in the right direction. I take care of you when you're sick and you're hurt. That's what friends do, right? I mean,
and nothing's going to change with that. We are still friends, but we can have more friends.
That's
a clan is stronger with more members.
Then why didn't we have a clan in the fighting pit?
We were the clan. It was you and I, and we were going against another clan that was bigger. And our clan did not agree with their clan, and they kept us hidden away, but they couldn't get rid of us. Because their clan needed us to survive. But as far as I understand now, they were at a position to where they wanted to get rid of us because we were not beneficial in that way of life anymore. We needed to get out, and I prayed to Altus that night and let him know to give me a sign, to give us a way out. And this is what he presented to me. So I think from my standpoint, that Kareth kept you alive, Altus guided us for freedom. We might be working with these people, but we are not bound by anyone else's authority.
So if we're a clan and she's a captain and you called her captain, right?
Yes.
Does that mean she's the clan leader?
Yes.
And I'm a part of the clan too now?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that Mimsy guy is a part of the clan too?
Yes. And Silence. And Silence calls me senpai.
That's I don't know what that word is.
I don't
that
know
sounds
either,
cool.
but it's something that he only he calls me. I'm fine with that. It's better than the blood title that I came from.
Okay. Well, if we're all part of the clan and she's the captain, she can make him talk to me and answer my questions. Oh my God, that's so great. What's her name? I gotta go talk to her right now. And he jumps up and he just...
Wait. I can't go down there. I need to talk to Mimsy. Let me say my thing to Mimsy, and then you can have free reign on his ears.
That's so great. Oh, thank you. All right. I'll be patient. Okay. And he just like sits down, but you can see that like
vibrating. He's like, and then I wait for Mimsy and keep eye on the brow of the ship, which is also Gangplank, which I looked it up and I was like, yeah, we did call it the fucking brow. I called it the bow, I think, and that's the front of the ship, and that's where I messed up. I always did that in the Navy too. So, hey, nautical knowledge. I wait there patiently.
And Milo as well just waits there, but he is buzzing, and his little claw feet are just like, his talon feet are just like, popping up and down, just like really excited as we cut to Mac walking downstairs looking for Mimsy.
Mimsy, you're wanted upstairs.
Is it more important than this?
It might help with this. It's the big fellow who wants to talk to you.
What? Okay. He doesn't seem like one for words.
Well, he specifically requested your attendance, so maybe something might Might help you out there.
That'll be interesting. He closes the book, closes the box, waits a second, and then locks the box again and pockets the key and follows Mac up the stairs.
I have a question for you as you're closing the box.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually touching the box again?
He's using the key the whole time. Yeah, he like unlocked it before and then like flipped the lid up with the key, flipped the map up with the key. So yeah, he just kind of takes the key, taps the lid closed, and then locks the latch, and then pockets the key.
Okay.
Yeah, he understands that every time he touches it, something happens, and he's not trying to do that right now. So he's avoiding contact with this thing at the moment, and then follows Mac upstairs. Auryn, you wanted to see me?
Yes, I have two things.
Okay.
So when I was in my vision,
Yes.
I held up 3 fingers to Milo because I could not hear him. And he was describing very much the same scenario before when he had his vision. So I held up 3 fingers and wanted to see beyond that and proceeded with the vision. But there was, when I asked him about it, he remembers the 3 fingers, me holding them up. And we had visions at 2 different moments, and my brain is hurting. So I don't know what that means, but something is, we were at the same place at different times. I don't understand it, but that's what I wanted to tell you, because I think that's will help maybe understand. You're smart and you are good at those things. Also, Captain Mac, Milo requests that he able to talk to Mimsy and have him listen, because he has lots of things to tell Mimsy.
Does he now? And she's loved, like her, like it's a big toothy, fangy grin spreading across her face, and her topaz yellow eyes get this very playful glint to them. And she takes one paw and just sort of places it, like, you know, just one finger against her chin and turns to look at Mimsy.
So the little one wants to talk with you.
He was instructed to write down any questions, and I will answer them when I have.
But I did.
time.
I wrote them all.
Oh, time out. No. We're not having the talk over each other game happening right now. Mimsy, he might have some information that perhaps writing down may not convey all the significance, or he might forget something in the process of writing it. So maybe give the little one a chance and listen.
I will allot several minutes to his chattering. No more.
And if it gets to get too chattery, just tell him to take a breath. Seems to work. But then you have to tell him to breathe again. Don't forget that part. He's passed out enough as it is. Don't make him pass out.
Fine. Jesus Christ.
So she'll turn to Milo. Right, you have his attention. You have a few minutes. Use them wisely. This is all I'm getting for you right now.
Oh, thank you, Captain Clan Leader. Clan Leader. And he looks over to Auryn, or Captain. What should I call her?
You can call me Captain. Or you can call me Mac.
Mac. That's it, Mac. Thank you, Mac. Mimsy, is it? Is that right, Mimsy?
It's Mim.
Mimir.
Only those 2 options. And then he like looks over at Auryn as well. Only those 2 options.
Okay. All right. So like, I was there in the vision, and he couldn't hear me. But I couldn't hear him. But he was holding
this
up.
is happening right now. 1 second. And he Mim looks around to try to find.
But a second is
silence.
up, right? It's.
What is it? He looks to try to find silence.
Silence is always relatively nearby to you, especially if you're top deck.
Terrifying.
So all you have to do is basically just turn around and be like, "Oh, there he is."
Mimir's like the Pied Piper of the little ones.
I like how Silence got so uncomfortable when Mimir got close, but every time Mimir turns around, Silence is like 2 feet
right
behind him. Son of a God damn it. Silence.
Yes, Mimir.
Those visions were hours apart,
Yes,
but they took place at the same time.
seemingly.
This is
Milo had his vision first
correct.
and saw the holding up of the 3
Before it happened.
before it happened and before telling
Right.
anyone.
This is why I need your acquaintance's assistance. As it stands, this is currently beyond my means. But take your time. I'm just emphasizing the urgency. Now, Milo.
Yes.
One question at a time. You ask a question, I answer. You stop and think about it, ask another question, I answer. That is how this conversation works. Go.
How are we able to be in the same vision at the same time?
I don't know yet. I'm working on that.
How come Auryn couldn't hear me?
I don't know yet. I'm also working on that. It appears as though the bounds of time do not apply to these visions. I don't know about the hearing thing, but the visuals seem to be fine. I don't know what senses are able to be used in this. Auryn heard someone, but not you. I believe he was also able to speak to someone, but also not you. Therefore, you likely couldn't have heard him as well.
Yeah, I didn't hear Auryn, but I did hear the other voice, and I could hear everything he said. Well, why was there a storm in the background?
I assume something to do with symbolism and your namesake? And he points to Auryn.
What is it? What are these other visions that you had?
Do you want mine in detail or everyone's in detail?
Just that you had visions. Were they in the same place?
Can you read?
Absolutely.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out the notebook and tosses it to Milo. Read that.
Captain?
Yes, Milo.
Can I save some more of my time for later with Mem? I mean, I'm going to read this, and I'm going to have more questions. Can I save some of my time for later?
That's a very interesting proposition.
She's enjoying this way too much right now.
And you can see that Milo's just like buzzing, and he's just hopping up and down. He's got the book, and he's just like.
Tell you what, Milo. Perhaps read the book. See if you have any questions left over after that, and write your questions down as you go along.
Okay. Auryn, is this okay?
I'm fine.
All right, great. Bye.
Don't write my book.
And he just runs and disappears down the stairs to go below deck.
I've never seen him so excited.
Yes, well, hopefully actually we'll do the reading and it answers some questions. It'll cut down on the questions you have to deal with, Mimsy dear.
Yes, I'm so glad that I could be of assistance to you.
Isn't it thrilling?
It is so thrilling, my dear Mac.
It's great that there's two people who talk as fast together. I think he's really missed out on that, and he's really taken a kin to you.
She's literally laughing.
Isn't it just the greatest, Auryn?
Yes.
I couldn't have imagined a better time on board this ship.
I think it was kismet. Absolutely meant to be. And she's trying her very best to not, just go full church giggles.
Mim, on the other hand, his beak is tight as he is responding to Auryn.
So is there another person on the ship? Silence knows someone? You said...
Silence is carrying a +1.
He's looking at his back like, what?
Oh, this will be fun.
Giggling in your head.
Senpai, it's not very important. You don't need to really know about it.
Okay. They must be really tiny.
Very much so.
Okay.
A mere speck.
Oh. That's so. How do you talk to a speck?
Ever hear
She'll look over to Silence, trying to explain this so he doesn't have to.
ever hear a little voice in your head telling you maybe not to do or to do something? Sometimes people refer to it as your conscious.
I've talked to Altus.
All right. Do they talk back to you?
They are. I don't know how to phrase it correctly, but they are guiding me.
But you don't have a full throttle conversation.
No.
All right, so it's a little bit different. Let's just say that Silence has a companion who likes to add in their 2 cents. Only he's the only one who can hear it. We can't.
Acquaintance. I don't know. I'll say back in my head.
But I want to ask that question. Ask that question for me.
And you can feel Den slowly begin to emerge from behind the barrier.
And without heeding too much of it, caught in his own curiosity, I think Silence would ask the question and say out loud, what does 2 cents mean, Captain?
It means adding in an opinion, whether it's wanted or not. More often than not, it's not wanted.
Yes. Well, Din very much has given his 2 cents throughout my entire life.
You know, you don't have to listen to it when that happens.
I try not to. I'm strong with meditation, but there are times of weakness where I cannot.
Well,
But your friend Mim, he wants my opinion. It's wanted. You should let it out.
Were you hit in the head as a child? I trained with someone the very few times I was, and his name was Burnus. And I punched him too hard, and he then started hearing voices as well. So we called him Two-Face Burnus after a while, because he would switch how he was acting. Is that what happened?
No, Din was there before I got hit in the head many times in sparring.
And we're in control afterwards.
Does he live in your eyeball?
Just behind it, near the brain.
I get super close. I lean in, and I'm still cross-legged, and lean in because I'm probably eye level with you, and start staring at your eye and go,
I will dutifully I'll try and make my eyes as wide as possible. So
I don't know. I don't see them. Is it he, her?
It changes.
Oh. Is it a god?
Yes. Or so they have told me.
Is it the opposite of a god, the demon?
Perhaps. Time will tell. But they are in a stage where they are an infant.
He's more of a child than I am.
Tell your little friend that half the time if they have to say they're a god, normally that means they really aren't.
She has no idea.
Thank you, Captain. I will bear that in mind.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I heard of Din when I was a child?
You actually did this before.
Oh, did
if
I?
remember
Okay,
correctly.
I did know what
Yes.
Din was.
You did know something about the idea. There were legends about the idea that you weren't putting two and two together at that point,
Yeah.
that there was something going on inside of his head. But you did roll a religion check there. You had heard stories as a child of the voices inside of the head, but nothing beyond that.
Okay. Also from my village I grew up in, I remember people who were chosen and they could hear voices in their head, a religious aspect of it. That's why I ask if they are a god, or goddess, or what. I don't know, a deity of some sort. It's...
Yes. Well, they say so, but time will indeed tell. They are floundering in their ignorance, new to our world.
I'm not new.
You'll see, like, in that moment, Silence kind of, like, hearing that information, think, not new, but still new to me, but not new to the world. And it's just like this, trying to have this plain, placid composure, just kind of, like, losing it and into this, like, oh, no, that seems bad. And so Silence in that moment just has like one eyebrow as high as it can go, the other one far down, furrowed and concerned, and just slowly turns his head to like look at Mimir. I think it might be worse than I thought.
And that's where we're going to end it.
Dark Fortunes is an unmade gaming production and a proud member of the Don't Split the Podcast network. If you would like to learn more about the world of Dark Fortunes and get some behind-the-scenes looks, please join us on Patreon at patreon.com/unmadegaming. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please take a minute to give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for joining us on this high seas adventure, and we'll see you next time on Dark Fortunes.
Hello, it's me, Corbin. Why should you listen to Dames and Dragons D&D Actual Play podcast found on iTunes, Google Play, and more, you ask? Because, my friend, if you're a crow living in a giant featherless body, and who isn't, you will adore this show! It's relatable, it's funny, it's full of crows, mainly one, who is me. It's original, it's fast-paced, it's worms, it's corn chips. I'm hungry. Be sure to listen to Dames and Dragons while I get a snack.